Hello, guys. Welcome in. As soon as I came on for the live, my dog walked out. So if you hear her come back in, sorry about that. You'll hear some doggy paws here in a minute. We have hardwood floors. So welcome into tonight's live. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome in. I'm Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. If you are not new to the channel, welcome back for yet another live. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. If you ever see me like looking down in the beginning of the live, I'm always checking to see if I'm on the mute. Or if you see me like look behind me, I always feel like I look behind me or I look down. So if you always see that, it's nothing to do with you guys. It has to do with me because I'm always afraid I'm going to be muted because it happens. Happens here. Happens here. But I won't go through everyone's name because we might be here all evening if I did that because, you know, I will do it. I'll get stuck on one spot. Sound like my dog just wiped out there. And she does do that. She's a Weimaraner. They have really long arms. Skinny limbs. But welcome in, everybody. I see Cheryl's here and Catherine's here and Pooh Bear's here. Pooh Bear's number one. Here comes the dog. Bob Place. Thank you for becoming a member. You gonna go sit in your bed? Yep, she sure is. She was just, you should have saw her a minute ago laying in it. It was so funny. She's so big. Hey, Mary Beth. Hey, Ladybug. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Regina. It's good to see you, Juno. After I said I wasn't going to go through all the names. Okay, we'll go down towards the bottom. We have a lot of reading to do tonight, so we'll save the voice. But I will say hi to some of you guys. Hey, Aries. I wish I could like highlight them as fast as I say them. That would be good. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. And thanks again, Bob. And if you didn't hear, because I think you were going to go make some food. Oh, Pooh Bear, I'm sorry that your RA is acting up. Evie Marie, how are you? They thought that I had that. They're not really sure what I have though. But I could feel some stuff today. Mine's just I've hurt myself in multiple places, and I think I just have nerve damage here, there, and everywhere. And so they think, oh, it could be RA, but it's really not because it is everywhere, but it's like it's just different. I don't know. It's different. Hey, JJ. Hey, Shuri. Maybe they'll figure it out one of these days, though, for me. Thought I saw something. But Kathy Clock the House. I like that. I like that name. Welcome in. Hey, Bella. Hey, Betty, MCW. Good to see you guys. It's good to see you got some newbies in here. Hey, Gypsy Trails. And if you guys missed us earlier, we were over on the second channel. I don't like calling it second channel. The other channel, Unfiltered with Tanya. We had a good time over there today. We listened to Betty. I mean, we made it fun. We made it fun. Hey, Remy. Welcome in, everyone. Hey, Criminal Syndicate. Man, you guys have some good names. Hey, Keto Kim. I get like enthralled and like I could sit here all night and just watch your guys' names. You know, as long as we had people coming in that had new names, but they're all cool. They're all really good names. When I first came to the platform, I came into it myself. Didn't know any better. And I came in to the platform as a creator, not even as a watcher. Like I came in like, whoop, I'm going to create. And then I stopped after I made like one video. It was back during 2020, like during all of that. And it was just me asking you guys what are we going to do sitting at home? Basically, that's all my video was, but it's still up. Just says, hey, my name's Tanya. That's all it says. And it says, what do you guys think about like everything that's going on? I don't know. It's like a 5-minute video. It's not very long, but it's a pretty good one, you know? I don't know. Someone was telling me maybe POTS. I do have to keep my feet up a lot. I'm really weird, but I have like curves in my back too that they didn't know about, you know, and so it's a mess. I was telling them for years my back was hurting, like middle of my back's hurting. X-ray. Where I was going, they weren't looking at them X-rays or something. They just weren't paying attention. I went to a real spine doctor and he's like, no, you have a 16-degree curve in the middle of your back and one in the upper right, one lower left. So, he said, there's nothing we can do about it now because you're like 10 years too old. Like older past, the deadline of 26 or something. So we live with what we got now. But I am lucky to have someone that gives me a lot of massages. And he'll like Vincent will rub here. He's like, maybe it's these muscles need rubbed. And he tries. It's cute. But let me go up to, I think I put some notes up here. What do I want to tell you about? Oh, I wanted to tell you about the poll. I did put a poll in the community tab. Rumor on the rumor block is that Sarah Boone is going to testify tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, I want to, you go to the poll and I'm going to let you guys decide if I stream or not, because I hate to stream. Like, I hate to be that person that comes in and streams like just the one good day that, Boone's like on the stand, like, and if everything else is boring, and then take those views from someone else. Do you know what I mean? So, but let me know if you guys want to see it, we'll do it. But, and I wanted to tell you guys, I wanted to break the news to you as I'm smiling. I can't even say it without smiling. We talked about it earlier, but AtNight and Joseph Lesniak, the attorneys for everybody that's friends with Seth Rogers, that's what I'm just going to call it as, they will not be holding their press conference after all. They had this press conference scheduled for Tuesday at 10 a.m. on the steps of, I think it was the Common Pleas Courthouse or something. And they decided that they're not going to have it due to someone saying, and I'll tell you where it was at, that they were going to get a marching band to go there. And it was a joke. It was a total joke. So I happened to go into, I haven't watched a lot of Crabtree's lives, because he's always like live in the mornings. I feel like I never get him. I never get in there. But I happened to be in this live and I was listening in, and it was, Stephen Crabtree and SF Investigates. And they were talking about, this press conference that was going to happen. And all SF did was he mentioned like just laughing about it. We should send like a marching band down there. Like, that was it. The chat giggled, Stephen Crabtree giggled, and that was it. That was like all of it. That was really all that was said. And I'm like, you guys just wanted a reason because you knew your little injunction wasn't going to be going through today. It wasn't going to be seen by a judge. It wasn't going to be seen. I think it looks like a whole bunch of junk. It looks like what you would find in Bullhorn Betty's filing cabinet, I feel like. Not even put together, just thrown in there. So they did come up and they did say, this is incredible. So the AtNight intelligence agency, this intelligence agency that's supposed to be so secret, and they have secret operatives, and they are this, that, and the other, and they've worked for these big companies, and they protect people, and this, that, and the other. Due to security concerns, which means it's a band. The news conference, and I thought it was a press conference, scheduled for tomorrow at the Delaware County Court of Common Pleas, has been postponed to the date of the first hearing set by the court. I ain't gonna set no court date, to ensure adequate security measures are in place. Adequate measures are in place. No one's going to be there, because everybody would be there they're going to be inside the building. They're all plaintiffs. And then this is the second part of that. It says there have been reports of individuals arranging for a marching band to interrupt the conference along with other suspicious messages. I want to see the other suspicious, I can't say that word. Suspicious messages. I want to see those. Networks with scheduled appearances are unaffected by this postponement. So who are you scheduled with? What news? Nobody? I don't think anybody. I'm going to say nobody. Yeah. So these people really feel like they're that important that anybody would show up for them, let alone a marching band. Do you see Steve taking money out of his own pocket? I don't see him doing it and wasting his time on a marching band. Not for these fools, because there's only going to be like 3 people there, and then he wouldn't get his money worth. Like if there was going to be like a big crowd, he would do it. Little crowd that they would have, no, not so much. I don't know if they think they're going to have like a free Karen Reed movement going on over there. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something. But yeah, that's how it got back to the team, because Steve Fischer, SF Investigate, said it on Stephen Crabtree's live. It got back through the subscribers, because then it was plastered on Brittany's panel, like where you can highlight a comment, and it was highlighted there. And so I'm sure that's where the team found it, because they hang out in that chat. That's what I'm assuming. So now SF Investigates is in the filings. He took it upon himself to file his own, I guess, what would you call it? Injunction, if you would. And you guys asked me about this last night. And I was like, yeah, we'll definitely go over it and we'll read it. And I read it today, and we're going to read it again tonight, and I'll give you my opinion on it. I did redact the names. Let me double check this thing. So I did. I opened it up on like Adobe and do that. So I just want to make sure. Okay. It looks like it's all good. It was only a couple spots, and I'm learning. I didn't know how to do this prior to a couple days ago. And neither did Vincent. And he's a computer guy, but this is like something simple. You know what I mean? I don't know. He's more, his brain's a little bit, I guess, bigger than my simple things that I should know. Let me share this with you here. So basically, this document is going to, it's kind of like, here's what you got and here's what I got. And let's see what the judge says. That's how I'm taking it as. And if I were a judge after reading both of these motions, I would probably say, oh, there is something up here, but I would probably say, go ahead and keep me out of just stay out of my courthouse is probably what I would say. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want nothing to do with it. But it says here, in the Court of Common Pleas, I wasn't really paying attention up at the top, so I want to make sure I was okay. Of Delaware County, Pennsylvania, and that's the same court that, Nick, Dog, Tony, all of them, Bullhorn Betty, Brittany, he has them listed, Christina, Julia, Hong, Nick, all of them, that's where they, submitted their, sorry, she's going to town back here. I don't know what she's trying to do. Sorry, it's so distracting. I mean, usually not this distracted, but dang girl. That bed looks small. It's an extra large. We're going to have to get you like the extra large, aren't we? Yeah, it's messing with you. She doesn't like it. The other dog's laying on a blanket back here because the cat won't sleep in its bed. The cat's sleeping in the dog bed. Man, okay. Time to get serious. Hey, Granny, how are you? I hope you're doing okay. I've been wanting to hear from you. Even Vincent asked. He's like, has Granny spoke out yet? You got something about this got Vincent fired up again about being on true crime, because he's been asking me stuff about it. And he like really took the step back from the true crime there for a while. So Steve Fischer is, like I told you, I think you guys all know who he is, but he's SF Investigates. He is a private investigator licensed in the state of Tennessee, California, I'm sure that's where he lives. And he is not hired to work this case as of right now. I don't know if he has been retained in the last like 24 hours, but He wasn't, 24 hours ago, he wasn't retained by anybody. He's working on his own dime. He's going out there. He's search and rescue certified. So he's going out there just to lend a hand, right? Just that's what he does. He did it. In the Chelsea Grim case, we followed that case. That case was not very popular. So we can't say he only picks up cases that are popular. That case was not, there was only a couple people that covered it. And he was out there looking for her, doing the same type of stuff, mapping out grids, all of that, all the things, giving other people little jobs to do if they wanted to do something while he wasn't there able to search. So I think it was very good. He did very good in the Chelsea Grim case. Although he did not find her, he really worked hard looking for her. So here it says, and this is 18 pages. It says, I, Stephen Fischer, am a licensed and authorized private investigator, Tennessee license, actively engaged in the investigation of the disappearance of 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. A true and accurate copy of my Tennessee private investigation license is attached as Exhibit A, and that's at the bottom. My standing as a non-party opposer to this case arises from the plaintiff's attempt to secure a preliminary and permanent injunction which would undermine the integrity of the investigation by silencing media personalities, obstructing public dialogue, and acquiring communications and data. I am also mentioned in the sworn affidavits attached as exhibits to the plaintiff's pleading. This action would not only stifle transparency, but also distort the narrative of favor AtNight Media, an unlicensed entity with a reckless agenda that disregards the best interest of the missing 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. And you're going to hear that a lot. Now they're reckless, they are reckless. They really are. Since announcing, wow, how did I say announcing? That was weird. Since announcing their intention to investigate, I wish I had an exact date on that. I mean, he says 60 days. I can't believe it's been that long. It's just, it's been crazy. It says, since they're announcing their intention to investigate the disappearance more than 60 days ago, not a single plaintiff associated with AtNight Media or Dwayne Dog Chapman has traveled to Tennessee where Sebastian Rogers went missing. Not a one of yins. Despite this, they widely claim interference in the investigation and search efforts. Their actions demonstrate a blatant disregard for the reality on the ground and highlight their lack of genuine involvement in the search for Sebastian. And one of them has been there 3 or 4 times, but she just keeps forgetting them damn snake boots, You can't search without them snake boots. In contrast, I, the non-party opposer, have been actively involved as a licensed investigator and a search and rescue specialist, conducting both air and ground searches for Sebastian Rogers. Searches have also been conducted with government and private search teams, including the Sumner County Emergency Management Agency, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Sumner County Sheriff's Office, Texas EquiSearch, and techniques including ground teams, air assets, canine units, and proprietary methods. Not once has any of these legitimate search organizations claimed interference in their efforts. Furthermore, AtNight has publicly revealed their dangerous and illegal intentions, such as drugging individuals to coerce information. They argue that licensed physicians would administer the narcotics, but the defense is flawed. Remember when they came out with that? Prescribing medications for non-medical purposes, such as gathering statements during unlicensed interrogations, is against the law. The involvement of licensed physicians does not absolve AtNight from their unlawful and unethical conduct. A screenshot of the internet posting by AtNight announcing these intentions is attached as Exhibit B. I file this opposition not only to protect the integrity of the investigation into Sebastian Rogers' disappearance, but also to prevent the plaintiffs from using the legal system to silence opposing voices. Their actions are nothing more than an attempt to capitalize on a tragic event while legitimate investigators and search organizations continue the tireless work of seeking the truth. The court must deny this injunction to ensure that the ongoing search for Sebastian Rogers remains untainted by the reckless and self-serving actions of the plaintiffs. And they are self-serving actions. And I'm telling you right now, not one of these people, other than Bullhorn on those electric poles, have put out a flyer. I guarantee you not one of them have put up a missing persons flyer for Sebastian. I mean, they couldn't even hold it down. They said we were going to get weekly recaps from Seth. He gained 5,000 subscribers out of that deal. Never got one. It was a SeaWorld video. That's fine. And then Nick the Hat come in and he said that he was going to give us nightly recaps. Then all of a sudden he has tape on his face and he has Hung, his best buddy in the world, there with him. And Hung isn't giving us recaps. So they're men of their word, aren't they? It says a screenshot of the internet posting by AtNight announcing these intentions is attached as Exhibit B. I filed this opposition not only to protect the integrity of the investigation into Sebastian Rogers' disappearance, but to prevent the plaintiffs from using the legal system to silence opposing voices. I don't know exactly where it was, so I'll just read from here. Their actions are nothing more than an attempt to capitalize on a tragic event, while legitimate investigators and search organizations continue the tireless work of seeking the truth. The court must deny this injunction to ensure the ongoing search for Sebastian Rogers remains untainted by the reckless and self-serving actions of the plaintiffs. The proposed orders for injunctive relief will harm the efforts to find Sebastian Rogers that are underway by legal and licensed investigators. And why don't I blow this up for us a little bit? I do this to us every night. Every time we read a legal document, I do this to myself. And I went through here and I redacted all the names. So it was only in here, I think, twice. So hopefully they're all redacted. Although I'm sure, Granny, you're probably like, damn, I think Nick was the first one, I think, to dox you. And now he's talking about being doxed. It's craziness. Cheryl, thank you for gifting memberships. It's very kind of you. Yeah. Well, Granny, I have a lawyer, and I'm going to probably be calling him soon before later and being like, hey, just to let you know, not about this or anything, just in general, like, hey, just don't forget about me. Remember me. Like, hey, we haven't talked in a while, but you're still my lawyer. Because you never know. You never know. Well, you just saw my live the other night. I was out of my mind. I was out of my mind when I was reading the exhibits. Like I don't know if you saw my live from the other night, but it was something entertaining because of the people that were saying that they were losing income and they were scared to be on the internet and what? Okay, where are we at? Okay, down here. Now, number 2 is going to be the argument. Plaintiffs are operating as an unlicensed investigative agency. AtNight Media, LLC, and its employees are acting as a private investigation and intelligence agency without the required licenses, violating Tennessee law and other laws of other states. Their website, accessible at, and it gives the website, clearly advertises services typically associated with licensed private investigators. According to their website, they offer services such as criminal investigations, covert operations, intelligence collection. These are services that fall squarely within the purview of licensed private investigators and law enforcement agencies. Furthermore, AtNight requires a $500,000 retainer to engage their services, demonstrating that they are conducting business as an unlicensed private intelligence agency. Now, I will say we read in the court documents, I think it was this afternoon or last night, I can't remember which or both, that they're working pro bono. Like, supposedly everybody's working pro bono. I don't know how that really works out, but no one's getting paid for nothing. Okay. Now, that's what it was what was in the documents. Let's see here. Additionally, when AtNight announced that they would be investigating the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, they publicly disclosed a plan to use extreme and unethical measures, such as the administration of prescription drugs and so-called truth serums to coerce individuals into providing information. They're not coming near me. These tactics not only violate legal and ethical standards, but also further prove AtNight is attempting to operate as an unlicensed investigative entity. Their methods are not only illegal, but also threaten to compromise the integrity of any legitimate investigation by tampering with potential evidence in a manner that would render it inadmissible in court. Speaking of potential evidence, they even put that in the injunction or something. Barbecue Lady and Granny had nothing to do with the black pants being found in the river. That was Terry. And they even had that in there. I'm like, what are they doing in here? What are they doing? Like, they're throwing anything in there, Granny, that they can get. Like, they're just, I mean, and it's just going to hurt them in the end. If there's a judge that reads that and does not immediately laugh out loud and just like toss it to the side, I mean, then I'm going to scream corrupt. I'm going to start being the one that's screaming corrupt. Let's see. Where were we at? Their methods are not only illegal, but also threaten to compromise the integrity of a legitimate investigation by tampering with potential evidence in a manner that would render it inadmissible in court. AtNight also uses language on their website that leads readers to believe they have working relationship with federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies, which is simply not true. That's true. That is true that they don't have any working ties. B, plaintiff Nick, and I cannot pronounce his last name, so we're not even going to try. Nick is prohibited from engaging in investigations by his parole conditions. He is not allowed to engage in any investigations because of his parole. That's crazy to me. Plaintiff Nick the Hat, as noted in the plaintiff's own filings, is currently on parole. His parole officer has restricted his ability to engage in any further involvement in this case, citing violations of his parole terms. Now I'm going to read that again. We're going to read that again because I did not know this. And if this is true, and I'm going to say if SF put it in a document that and we've seen that he filed it, I'm assuming it's true. But it says here, and he did talk to his parole officer. It says, like, meaning Nick, his parole officer has restricted his ability to engage in any further involvement in this case, citing violations of his parole terms. According to their complaint, Nick the Hat has been explicitly barred from engaging with law enforcement in any capacity, and upon information and belief, he has been remanded to mental health care. So was he not in jail? Was he at the mental health center getting help? I'm only asking. I'm not accusing. I'm just asking. Because that would make sense. You know? Wonder if they have I bet you they have nice facilities up there, Pennsylvania. You know, like, I mean, probably. This not only undermines his credibility, but also further demonstrates that the plaintiffs have no standing to act in any investigative capacity. Any investigative work or engagement with law enforcement attempted by Nick the Hat was done without authority, violating his parole and calling into question the validity of the plaintiff's claims. As recently as 2 hours before filing of this opposition, plaintiff Nick the Hat, despite being represented by counsel, released a video on the internet in which he attempted to intimidate individuals covering the case of Sebastian Rogers with threats of similar legal action. In this video, Cat and Hat claimed to have already identified 50 additional lawsuits that are to be filed imminently. Yeah, I want to know who the 50 people are. 50 people ain't even covering this case. He further stated that if the defendants in the current action complied with the request for injunction relief, the case would be settled and the judge would approve it on Wednesday. No, that's not how this is going to work, Nick. That's not how this works at all. Like, he has some standing in the courts. This is particularly worrisome considering that Nick the Hat has repeatedly mentioned that co-counsel for the plaintiffs is a former attorney general in Pennsylvania. The language and cadence used in his video could easily be interpreted as threatening. His claim that the judge will rule in favor of the plaintiffs on Wednesday gives the impression that AtNight is leveraging its co-counsel former governmental connections to gain an unfair advantage in this case. While his non-party opposer does not believe this to be the case, Nick the Hat is using this narrative to create fear among the named defendants and the 50 unnamed defendants he claims are next in line for legal action. He's got a lot of people, 50 people. Any of y'all part of the 50? Any of y'all part of the 50? I mean, maybe I am. Maybe we could ride together. Hey, if I'm going up to Pennsylvania, I'm getting some good good food. We're gonna go visit. Granny's watching too. Yeah. I'm wondering if he was maybe in a rehabilitation. Now, I said it, but I didn't know. I said maybe he's in jail because we hadn't heard from him in a while. But now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, I'm just saying, you could be going. So there's a lot of places you can go for a little bit of time, and there's a reason why he left. I mean, he left on like the 5th or something, and was just like poof, gone for like 2 weeks or something. Like, I don't know. It's just something happened. Something definitely happened. Let's see. I keep losing my spot. Okay. Nick the Hat's conduct, both in his videos and through these public statements, raises serious concerns about his intent to weaponize the legal system to silence voices critical of AtNight's handling of the case and create an atmosphere of fear and intimidation. This further underscores why injunctive relief is unwarranted in this case, as it would embolden such reckless and unethical behavior. Okay, we're going to get to Dwayne Chapman next. Don't forget to smash that like button. It helps your girl out. That really helps me out. And I appreciate it. Okay, plaintiff Dwayne Dog Chapman. Man, I seriously want to have a running contest with him. Metal in my legs. They told me I'd never run again. I could barely jog. I want to have a running contest with him though. I'll win. I'll win. Dog Chapman is a well-known public figure and bounty hunter. However, he is not a licensed private investigator in Tennessee or any other state. Bounty hunting is distinct from private investigation, and Chapman has no legal authority to conduct investigative activities related to the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. His involvement in this case further demonstrates that the plaintiffs are not acting in a legally sanctioned investigative capacity. You ain't got no morals. And you're lying. Like, big time. Andra Griffin's legal violations. Plaintiff Andra Griffin's involvement in this case is simply compromised by her legal history, including 4 active protective orders issued against her. These orders are not trivial. They have been granted in favor of the mother, stepfather, and the grandparents of the missing 15-year-old boy, Sebastian Rogers. Griffin has been arrested and charged with 6 violations of these protective orders, which are directly connected to the case. AtNight, which purports to represent her, has no standing to seek injunctive relief on her behalf, especially when Griffin has continuously violated court orders related to the very matter before this court. Griffin's extensive criminal record and her repeated lies on sworn documents further undermine her credibility. She has a documented history of filing false police reports and misleading regulatory agencies. Moreover, she has openly admitted to abusing the legal system to harass others, using it as a tool for retaliation due to her own misunderstanding of legal procedures. You tell him. Just recently, Griffin released a YouTube video in which she accused judges, entire law enforcement agencies, and entire counties of corruption. Yeah. Even more troubling, Griffin has been featured in a video promoting white supremacy. Now that one, I can't say for sure because I don't know about that, but maybe you guys in the chat know about that one. I don't know. Now that one I didn't get to see. Unless I saw it and I can't remember, but you think I would remember that. She be at those meetings. What's going on? Given her criminal history, where we're at, which culminates in a chant of white power. I guess they were saying white power. Okay. This behavior is evidence of her profound lack of moral integrity, and her sworn declaration should not be taken seriously by this court. Given her criminal history, her repeated dishonesty, and immoral actions displayed, Griffin's claims and declarations hold no merit and should not be considered by this court. Seth Rogers, self-admission as a suspect. Seth Rogers, and then he does. Seth Rogers, the father of Sebastian Rogers, has repeatedly self-admitted that he is a suspect with law enforcement in the disappearance of his son. His role in this case raises serious concerns about the legitimacy of the plaintiff's claims. Furthermore, as a non-custodial parent, Seth Rogers lacks the authority to pursue these legal claims without the consent of the custodial parent, who has not filed any such claims. I know, right? I'm not surprised neither, but I'm like, what? I meant to not read that whole part out. I mean, I probably should have not on live. I read it earlier. I should have known, but I forgot. I forgot about that being there because there was just so much, Okay, so now we got Tony Mathis. Role lacks credibility and authority. Don't worry, Tony. Remember the affidavit that you guys just put out and you forgot to mention the peen slip? We got you. We got you over here. Plaintiff Tony L. Mathis, who has been portrayed as a spokesperson for the plaintiffs, has no prior experience in such role, nor does he have any investigative experience or legal authority to act on behalf of the plaintiffs in this case. His involvement appears to be purely performative, serving no legitimate purpose in furthering the where'd I go? Sorry. Serving no legitimate purpose in furthering the investigation of Sebastian Rogers and his disappearance. Instead, Mathis' primary role seems to involve hosting late night 2 a.m. chat sessions with females interested in the case on TikTok, where he is infamous for inappropriate behavior, including exposing himself during these live streams. This conduct further calls into question his credibility and suitability to act in any professional or public-facing role in this case. Mathis' actions, far from assisting the investigation, appear to be self-serving and designed to garner attention rather than aid in any meaningful resolution of the case. Now we got Julia Valente's impulsible claims and lack of standing. My personal opinion on Julia, and this is my personal opinion, and I can have a personal opinion. She wants to be a part of the team. She wants to be a part of something. I swear she puts out lies by herself all the time on Twitter. I don't see anybody tweeting on her, and she will just say, guys, here's this, because everyone's saying that I don't have it. Or I don't know. I just don't get it. I feel like there's something lacking there. We're lacking something there. I don't know what her deal is, but she just wants to be a part of the team. I mean, I wouldn't want to be. This is the team from hell. I mean, you've got going to court. You've got ROs going out on people, injunctions. Sign me up for the freaking taco trucks. I'm gonna purchase me a taco truck. Pleading on behalf of her mother, Julie Valenti, is in several sections of the complaint, including paragraph 287. It appears that plaintiff Julie Valenti is attempting to plead on behalf of her mother. It is important to note that under the law, Valenti cannot represent her mother's legal interest unless she's a licensed attorney or has been appointed as a legal guardian with explicit authority to act on behalf of her mother. This type of representation is prohibited under Pennsylvania law, which strictly limits self-representation to one's own claims. Oh, so you guys don't have a power of attorney up there? Or maybe you do, but not for this claim? I like that. It's TitaniumBuilt@gmail.com. I had to think about it for a minute. And I should go back through my Twitter with Julia. Maybe because she was sending me weird stuff. I wasn't asking for anything. Just weird stuff. Yeah, so it says which strictly limits self-representation to one's own claims. Okay, so like, yeah, I get it now. So since someone was claiming something on her mama had to come out. Julia can't stand up for her mom. This isn't like a bullying situation. Don't you talk about my mama. I wouldn't talk about her mom, though. That'd be so mean. As Valenti is not a licensed and practiced law, she has no legal standing to advocate for her mother in this case. Questionable military credentials. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know about this. Valenti has made several public claims of being a Department of Defense canine handler with combat experience, which has subjected her to scrutiny regarding the authenticity of her credentials. It is well established that individuals who make such extraordinary claims must be able to substantiate them with verifiable evidence. Valenti's failure to provide proof of her military credentials or her involvement in combat operations reasonably opens her up to questioning. Any criticism arising from her inability to substantiate, I can't even say that word, these claims is justified and does not warrant protection from public scrutiny or injunction relief. Moreover, this non-party opposer has reviewed text messages sent by Valenti in which she falsely claims that her commanding officer in the military has taken over the investigation into Sebastian Rogers' disappearance. She even alleged that the U.S. military would be issuing search warrants in this case, an assertion that is blatantly incorrect. The U.S. military does not have jurisdiction over civilian law enforcement matters and cannot issue or carry out search warrants against private citizens without special authorization from Congress under the Comitatus Act. I don't know what that says. This law strictly limits the military's role in enforcing domestic laws, barring any unauthorized military involvement in civilian affairs. Ooh. Doing your homework. Man, doing the homework. Okay, let me make sure I've got my stuff up. Let me know if you want me to show those, and I will. Wowzer. Valenti has also sent what appear to be altered text messages attempting to further these claims by creating a narrative that the U.S. military is actively involved in the Sebastian Rogers case. These false representations, whether deliberate or due to misunderstanding, have been shown to mislead both investigators and the public. The criticism that arises from such blatant misrepresentation is not only warranted, but is necessary, part of ensuring the transparency and accuracy of information regarding a sensitive missing persons investigation. Okay, yeah, I will. I will after we talk about her, because it goes with her. Conclusion. Valenti's claims and behavior, particularly her false assertions about the U.S. military's involvement and her inability to verify her own military credentials, have invited public and legal scrutiny. The fact that these claims cause her embarrassment does not provide grounds for an injunction or protection from public criticism. And that's what she's been saying. This girl's been feeling like she's been bullied all along. Public discourse, especially around an important issue like the disappearance of a child, must remain transparent, and Valenti's inability to substantiate her claims cannot be shielded in injunction relief. And that's because Every time she says something, she goes back on it. Now, I'm going to pull this up because that's what she be doing too. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, this is the first one. Let me just pull them both up, like the first and the second. Oh wait, shoot, there's two and they both say hello. Like they both say like, okay, I thought like they're two different emails. Okay. Let me see if they, okay, so we'll do the July 5th one first. Let me know if these are in like a certain order I'm supposed to go in. So these were to our girl Jess, you know. If you know who Jess is, you know. I think everybody at this point by everyone's names. Yeah, because you trusted her. Yeah. Actually, I thought I heard something, but I don't think. Oh, that was my watch. Sorry about that. I don't think he's home yet. Oh wait, let me see. Actually, I was waiting on Vincent's like this little thing to come through and to give me a warning, like a chiming thing. It didn't. So, says first and foremost. The one mentioning it was okay. So I'll read this one first, since this was the one from I think July 5th. I want to apologize for not listening to you in the very beginning and to keep my distance from creators like Brit. Once again, I think I have some of these actually. Once again, because I'm a good person with a huge heart, I allowed my huge heart to take over instead of my brain. I fell for the act of woe is me, I'm being bullied, and that she has a hard time financially, and about her one child being autistic. I have a cousin, Dolores, who is high functioning, and then I have a niece who is nonverbal. That is probably why this case hits me so hard, but I started asking questions when I noticed her kids would be up running around at 2 a.m. and she would always follow with my kids just woke up. If my cousin isn't on a set and regiment schedule, she has extreme difficulties the next day. I know her parents would never allow her to be up all night. Anyway, I did want to start off by stating a very overdue apology. After I took a step back from YouTube and looked at this strictly as a professional, I started to notice a lot of things. There is a lot to go into, but one of the things is these followers of a certain searcher going around and trying to discredit the K9 Max from SCSO, saying he was not a tracking canine. They also tried to say that my canines are too old, which is total BS. There is no age limit to canines. There was just a 14-year-old canine from New Jersey State Police who just passed away. It is on their IG in May, just after retiring at the beginning of this year. 14 years old. It's not about the age. It's about if the canine can still certify and work. I just recerted all my canines back in April and early May. I also put a copy of the search report in the video that doesn't have any sensitive/confidential information to prove I have actually been searching in Tennessee. These reports go off the GPS in your phone and cannot be manipulated. Do we believe her? I believe she manipulated them. I did a video on this the other day after seeing Clutch My Pearls state this whole trash truck was no sense BS. He's changed his time. He's changed his mind a lot. You can't fast forward the first 5 or so minutes where I prove I'm legit military, and then I debunk both of his statements. And I know that I pissed them off, but I don't care. I'm about the truth and hard, concrete facts and data. Concrete. Oh, man. Okay. Let's read this one. This one's a new one. This one's from September 5th. Jess, I was briefly listening to you this morning. Don't be lying. You was listening. And I considered saying something in your chat, but I had to head out to York County for the contraband narcotics search with K9 Gator. And since I don't live in Montgomery County anymore, it is a bit more of a drive and I can't be late. I love how she fills her stuff with fluff. Just get to the point. You know what I mean? Get to the good stuff. Just wait to the good part. Okay. Um, I heard you say in your live stream when you were asked to keep things confidential, you honored it. I would really appreciate you not reading off this email word for word, since I'm going to tell you a few really personal things in this email that the public doesn't need to know. But I'm fine with you stating the overall picture if that makes sense. Well, she's not reading it word for word. I am. I may sound a little like her, but this is titanium built. I want to firmly state that I have absolutely nothing to do with AtNight or One Media or whatever the heck Nick's company is. I have no plans to come back to Tennessee unless specifically asked by TBI SCSO for whatever reason they need. They won't be calling. Don't sit by the phone. The only reason I know Nick is the same as you from the Nello Cavalcante case. I never even met him in person. When I was out there with Canine Gator, we just knew he was one of the few live streamers that was reporting on the case, which was totally fine with him to be doing. And I told him in the past, if he needs canine help, since he's in PA, if I was available to help, I would try. Why would he need canine help? My military career, family life, and my canine handler career mean so much to me. And all I know that you can understand, especially the family side, I would never, ever align myself with anyone who wants to drug individuals with truth serum or whatever else they say they do. That's beyond messed up. Also, none of my books are affiliated with whatever organization that is either. Oh, she probably gonna sell that book. I started writing books as a way to cope with my depression as a teenager right before I joined the Army. The books I write are for a reason. Snow Falls is about a female veteran with PTSD, and the book has real personal deployment experiences in it. The real reason we wrote Mama is because of the Rutgers University student who was killed years ago in New Jersey. The only other novel which has been completed and currently being edited is about a canine handler. I have never once self-promoted my books or film. Remember in the very beginning when people randomly found my company and asked me why I didn't say anything about it? Well, I really didn't feel as though I needed to, since it had nothing to do with Sebastian. And I believe because you were going to wreak havoc up in this case and you didn't want it to be, you don't want to be tied to that business. And also I knew if I said something about it, people would say I was self-promoting. The only reason why I brought up Mama in my recent video is because I was sick of this certain person saying Mama was about Sebastian and it wasn't. And then she just says, Jess, I won't deny this. My family, especially my mother, has been having an incredibly hard time with all this. Oh, yeah, I remember that part too. She wrote that to me. Let's see, actually. Let's go over to my messages. I don't have that many. Like, I don't want to go through all these because I'm so lazy. But I am going to. Okay, so this, like, the first one she sent, it was just weird. See, like, I never sent anything to her, and then she sent me this, and that's you, Ladybug, but you didn't do nothing. This is just a live chat thing. It happened to get your comment in there. It says, oh my God, your chat summary, ha ha ha, sorry, I had to send this to you. And then, like, it was just, I didn't know what to ever say to her. Like, look at this. I must have, like, been in a good mood this day because, I got a paragraph out of me there. We'll have to go through these sometime. I'll go through these tomorrow and see if any of these are relevant for you, Granny. I mean, this is a lot. I think she gave up on me after a little bit. Okay. So we're almost done. Wow. So, man, and you know what really, I mean, it got me fired up last night or the night before last about a lot of stuff in those declarations. When a certain somebody said that it affected their income, I about fell out of my chair. Y'all saw it. You guys saw me almost fall out of my damn chair. I couldn't stop myself. I was like trying to be like, things are dirty. I was trying to be like, not trying to say anything. I was just trying to be cool and kosher, and I couldn't with those declarations. I was trying to be, I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. Isn't BJ the one that put out the email of her mom? Oh, it might have been because I know that I know she was throwing emails around there for a while, but one of them she wouldn't show. And I was like, show the email. That's me on TikTok. Actually, if you guys follow me on TikTok, I'm pretty funny over there, September 5th, yeah. Like, I mean, go check me out over there on the TikTok. I'd be making people laugh. Actually, let me put it back over. Let me put it over here to the rule that I was listening to. I just want to make sure when I scroll down, still good. Because it's only right there. Yep. Okay. So we're good. It says none of the plaintiffs have standing to claim interference. The plaintiffs are unlicensed investigators and thus cannot claim that they are being interfered with any investigation. Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and licensed private investigators, have not alleged any interference in their own legitimate investigation. There is no credible claim that the defendants in this case, who are YouTube content creators providing commentary, have interfered with any license or legitimate investigation. Plaintiffs' claims are baseless and lack standing. And that would make me feel good, if I was Jess and Barbecue, because at least, I don't know, SF's there. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's kind of helping a little bit, I mean, if I was in your guys' position, I would want someone like this to write something like this out for me so I could just even comprehend what's going on. But I'm going to read it again. It says here, there is no credible claim that the defendants in this case, who are YouTube content creators providing commentary, because that's what YouTube was made for, commentary, have interfered with any license or legitimate investigations. They have not. Plaintiffs' claims are baseless and lack standing. Lack of jurisdiction and venue. The lawsuit was filed in Pennsylvania, but the central events concerning the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers took place in Tennessee. While the court may have jurisdictions over the individual defendants residing in Pennsylvania, it does not have appropriate jurisdiction over the larger case, which concerns investigative activities and alleged interference occurring in Tennessee. The proper venue for such claims would be in Tennessee, where the events in questions transpired. Also, I think that's SF's way of trying to get Nick the Hat down there. What, really? And now he's a GoFundMe. Man. Tennessee. So the next one is Tennessee courts have hold on one second, guys. That's been sent. Okay, I was trying to sit back down, but I couldn't get my my blanket here. And it was all messed up. Sorry, guys. I was trying to hurry and get back to the desk. Because, the door's so far away. Does anybody else walk 2 steps? They feel like they're out of breath. Don't even smoke. Quit smoking years ago. Where are we at? Tennessee courts have consistently upheld the importance of licensure in the private investigation field. And he gives some examples. In the case of Tennessee versus Duncan, the court had held that private individuals or entities conducting investigations without proper licensures are not only acting illegally, but are subject to both civil and criminal penalties. Any evidence gathered in such a manner is inadmissible in court. Moreover, the courts have ruled that only those properly licensed can claim interference with an investigation. Gives another little example. The court dismissed claims brought by an unlicensed investigator due to lack of standing. The next, plaintiff's claim for the RICO status is absurd and fails to meet the legal standard. The plaintiffs attempted to claim RICO, Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act status in the case is not only unfounded but absurd. The defendants in this case are two YouTube content creators, Barbecue Lady and Granny's Watchin', who are engaged in public commentary. There is no common business tie or ongoing enterprise linking the defendants to any alleged unlawful activity, nor is there any evidence of any enterprise under the meaning of RICO. That's just thinking of RICO. Like, I mean, Granny, I can kind of see, you know, you over there being a big mob boss, got your peoples, you know, your jewels. People don't even know about you, right? They say Jess is in a basement. Yeah. But you're really like in a huge house with some jewels just hanging off of you. Just money everywhere. I could see it. I could see you doing that. It's just like, oh my gosh, like real. I mean, I think that's what people think. Criminal enterprises right here. You know, like if you found two creators that I would not pick Barbecue Lady and Granny's Watching and put them together. Like, why would you? I mean, they're not even on the same platform. It's kind of weird. The elements required to establish a civil RICO violation under both federal and Pennsylvania laws are as follows. Existence of an enterprise, a group of persons associated together for a common purpose of engaging in a course of conduct. Pattern of racketeering activity, at least 2 acts of racketeering activity committed within a 10-year period. Connection to the enterprise, the defendant must have conducted or participated in the conduct of the enterprise's affairs through the pattern of racketeering activity. Oh, so kind of like maybe if you're sending super chats for Betty saying, good job with the Bauer socks, here, go get a steak dinner. Like those? Okay. The plaintiff's allegations fail to meet even the most basic elements of a RICO claim. There is no evidence to suggest the existence of any enterprise involving the defendants. The defendants are independent YouTube creators, and there is no common business or legal relationship between them. This one is just gives us another example. The Third Circuit defined an enterprise as an entity composed of individuals or entities tied together through a common purpose. The court explained that the enterprise must have an existence separate and apart from the pattern of activity in which it engages. So your pattern hasn't changed. Your activity hasn't changed. Nothing has, you know. The plaintiffs have not and cannot demonstrate that, that's your last name, formed any such ongoing entity or enterprise. Instead, the defendants are merely individuals providing commentary, which does not rise the level of the coordinated criminal enterprise. And then it gives another one, another example. I wasn't going to read the examples, but I have been, so I shouldn't have. Like, man, the court reaffirmed that RICO claims require proof of a pattern of racketeering activity. The pattern must consist of multiple related acts of criminality that present a threat of continued criminal activity. Here, the plaintiffs have provided no evidence of racketeering activity or any ongoing criminal conduct by the defendants. The notion that YouTube commentary constitutes racketeering is an overreach and a gross misuse of the RICO statute. Yeah. Moreover, Pennsylvania courts have been clear in setting a high bar for civil RICO claims. Gives another example. The court held that speculative allegations and unfounded accusations are insufficient to establish a RICO claim. In this case, the plaintiffs rely on conjecture and hyperbolic claims of interference without demonstrating any pattern of criminal behavior or any ongoing enterprise involving the defendants. Given that the defendants are independent content creators with no common business or enterprise relationship, and that the plaintiffs fail to demonstrate any pattern of racketeering activity or other criminal conduct, their RICO claim falls well short of the legal standard. The plaintiff's misuse of RICO in this context trivializes the statute that fails to meet the rigorous requirements set by Pennsylvania and federal courts for civil RICO actions. The plaintiffs fail to meet the legal standard for preliminary injunctive relief. So for them to set forth the criteria, it must be for a preliminary injunction to be granted. The party must show that they will suffer immediate and irreparable harm if the injunction is not granted. So remember the plaintiffs here, like Bullhorn, Tony, Seth, all the things, right? BJ, the tacos. Don't know why they're there. Julia, did you want me to be in it? Just so you have, I mean, I guess they don't want anybody in it, right? I'm just kidding. I wouldn't be in it. I'll be over on Justice side. But it seems like they just want anybody they can find to be in it. The party must demonstrate a likelihood of success on the merits of their underlying case. That's not going to happen. The balance of harm must favor the party seeking the injunction, meaning the harm to them outweighs any harm to the opposing party if the injunction is granted. The injunction must be reasonably tailored to abate the harm. The party must show that the injunction will not harm the public interest. Well, if they get that injunction, it's going to harm the public interest. The plaintiffs cannot establish any credible claim of irreparable harm. As outlined, and it gives the example, irreparable harm must be intimate and incapable of being compensated by monetary damages. Here, the plaintiffs claim that the public commentary is interfering with their unlicensed investigation. However, they are not legally authorized to conduct such investigations. Therefore, any harm they claim is speculative and not irreparable, especially given their lack of legal standing as unlicensed investigators, because they ain't got a license to save their soul. The only parties capable of suffering irreparable harm are law enforcement and licensed investigators conducting the legitimate search for Sebastian Rogers. Their work has not been interfered with, as attested to by several agencies involved in the case, including the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, the TBI, and the FBI. Boom. Only one that's getting threats is people like that, like Betty. How about that? The plaintiffs cannot demonstrate a likelihood of success on the merits of their case. Their complaint is fundamentally flawed because they are unlicensed to conduct investigations, which directly violates Tennessee law. Furthermore, their claims that public commentary interferes with their efforts are baseless, especially since none of them are legitimate licensed investigators working on the case they have claimed interference. It's like, man, y'all are just... They just came in here like a tumbleweed thinking that we were all going to step back when they came in with the rug serums and stuff, right? And then we did it. We're like, what? You guys are jokers. And we just laughed at them because they're laughable. I mean, all of them are laughable. So they come back with this. Well, no, first a cease and desist. Those were laughed off. And then this. And now this is kind of like, are you guys for real? Because we have so many receipts, it's ungodly. Like, the internet is the internet, and the internet will internet. And if I need to, I'll stay up all night and look through old videos because I got all kinds of videos saved. I kept them all saved in case I needed to help somebody, I guess. But I kept a lot. So it says the balance of harm tips strongly in favor of the opposing party. Silencing media personalities and restricting public discourse would cause far greater harm by obstructing transparency and potentially limiting vital information that could help locate Sebastian Rogers. It gives this little example here. The balance of equities must favor the party seeking injunctive relief. Here, the plaintiffs are attempting to skew the narrative in their favor through an injunction despite their lack of legal authority and the reckless, dangerous tactics they purpose to use in their unlicensed investigation. Public interest is not served by granting the injunction. The injunction would harm the public interest by restricting the free flow of information in a missing person's case. The public's role in cases like this is crucial, as law enforcement agencies have specifically asked for public assistance in locating Sebastian Rogers. If they got in trouble, like Barbecue and Granny got in like any kind of trouble for this, I would be terrified. I would be terrified to cover any case. Because you never know. I mean, what? You know what I mean? Like, now I don't know about Barbecue because I don't watch her, but I do watch Granny. And I'm over here still wondering what the hell What are they going to get people for? I mean, it's using Seth's words, talking about Seth's words, talking about Chris and Katie and Seth, and the thing is, and I'll say this on my channel as well. Granny has always stated that she does not think that Seth has anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance. She just thinks he's a shitty ass person. That's it. Just like the rest of us. Just like the rest of us do. Just like me. Just like y'all in chat. There could be two things that can be right at the same time. No reason tailoring of the injunction. Finally, the proposed injunction is not reasonably tailored to address any specific harm. The plaintiffs seek to broadly silence media figures and access their communications, which is far beyond what would be necessary to address any legitimate concerns. This broad overreach is another reason the injunction should not be granted, as it fails to meet the requirement of being narrowly tailored to abate the specific harm alleged. Yeah, they don't even say exactly what harm has come from and what was said and what the harm was. Like, I just saw a bunch of stupid articles like plastered in there. Like, anybody could have done that. They were like, Betty was like, that we put that together and, it was long. It was a big document, Most of it was your guys' bitching because somebody made fun of you. Someone hurt your fifis. Speaking of fifis, you want to hear something funny? The other night, I was at the hotel for my best friend's wedding, and I turned on the TV, and Mean Girls was on. And I was like, just love that movie. I just love that movie, I just do. The plaintiffs do not meet any of the burdens required for injunctive relief under Pennsylvania law. Their claims are irreparable harm, are unsupported. They lack a likelihood of success on the merits, and granting the injunction would harm both the public interest and the integrity of the investigation into the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. As such, this court must deny their request for injunctive relief. Conclusion. The plaintiff's motion for a preliminary injunction should be denied. They failed to meet the requirements for injunction relief, lack standing as licensed investigators, and have not demonstrated that their case has any merit. Their illegal activities as unlicensed investigators should not be protected, and granting an injunction would harm the public interest by silencing critical reporting on a matter of public concern. Moreover, this meritless legal filing appears to be nothing more than a publicity stunt orchestrated by a parolee, Nick the Hat, and an unemployed reality television figure, Dwayne Dog Chapman, whose career has long since faded. They are now resorting with the help of publicly seeking lawyers to gain the public's attention at the expense of a missing 15-year-old boy from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Such conduct is not only improper, but abuse of the legal system, and it must not be allowed to proceed under the guise of a legitimate legal action. For these reasons, the motion for injunction relief should be denied in its entirety. Respectfully submitted. And we'll go over, he put like 2 documents. I think it was just like his license and something else. Heather's over Mean Girls. I'm young, but I'm not that young. I'm 39. I just freshly turned 39 on the 17th. Oh, and I'm so glad you brought that up, actually. I'm taking a sidebar, just for a quick sidebar. Thank you to my mother-in-law who sent me a birthday card today. I got it, or she sent it, but I finally got it today. Mail's been crazy backed up, but I got my birthday card, and you didn't have to get me a gift card to Target, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited to go. Your son had to take the car tonight, so I didn't get to go, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll get to go tomorrow. I'm so excited. You know me. I love me some Target. Love me some Target. Thanks, Crimson Moon. His mom watches my channel, so I know that she'll get the message if I say it on the channel before I say it to Vincent. So I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, I turned 39 17th. I don't know where the time went. I think the only thing left is those are the defendants' names are out. This is just this is I think what they were. Hold on. It's kind of like what we went over, I think. If they just want to sign this, like just sign here. Exhibit A, Steve's license. Exhibit B, press release from Dogs Group. That's when they said that they were going to, bring in the Lesniaks and all the peoples. So, well, thank you guys. You guys made my night. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Mary Beth. I will. I have my eye on a blanket, but I have 2 of them already, like a tan one and a gray one, but I want this brown one. It's those like threaded ones, those big threaded blankets. I really do like it. So I might go with that. I want to get something too that like we can use, we could always get like, I don't know, knife set or something. We need a knife set. There are things we do need for the house, like little things, nothing big. I can't even, I was going to get picture frames. That's the last thing that I need to get is picture frames for our hallway right over here. We have like a not long hallway. It's pretty short actually, but it's a hallway nonetheless. And it's when you walk in our door and I have these little planters with like fake greenery coming out of them. And I have a big old spot in the middle and it's supposed to have picture frames there. Since a year, it has not gotten its picture frames yet. So maybe that's what we'll have to do, get picture frames. I'm not okay with aging SS psyops, not at all. No, I found like there's a wrinkle like over here. It's very light, not big, but I'm getting like those wrinkles, like almost like if like right here, like if not like smokers wrinkles, but almost like, where they like go like right here. I don't know. That'd be from smiling because it's not from smoking. I quit doing that so long ago. I might have to get injections or something. Just kidding. Oh, Mary Beth, also on Annie Elise's second channel. I don't know if you saw it, but she uploaded her like behind the scenes of that tour that she's doing that you went to. And you might have made it in the end of the video. She's like doing like one-on-ones with people. I didn't get to watch all of it. I was trying to like slide through to see if I could see you, but I didn't see it. But I don't know. You might be in there. I hate it too. Oh yeah, look. I am drinking. I don't really usually drink out of straws very often, but Mama Duck, you got me there. Casey, you're 39? I don't know why. I just assumed that you were in your 20s. I guess the pictures are so dang small anyway, but still, you look very young. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Bob. Just that he's in the suit. He's in the suit circus. Oh, so he's going to be in it now? What are they going to get from Dolly? Do they know? Why are you going? I mean, they're not going after money, I guess. They're going after people to stop talking about the case. Now, I don't know. Now, Dolly's, his thumbnails, his titles, Crimson Moon, I thought about it. I get Botox up here. And I thought about just asking him, like, hey, can you do it right here for just one time? Let me see what it does. Let me see if it does anything. Because he would. I mean, my doctor is so cool. It's like unheard of. All of my doctors are, though. I feel like they all think I'm a doctor at this point. Because we talk, like, it's because they're specialists and they tell me so many things. Like, one of my doctors gave me the tool to literally, like, if I want to, like, dig out this stuff, like, this little thing, I can. And he's like, we're not supposed to do this, but for you, we're going to leave it on the counter. I'm like, well, thank you. I'll use it. Oh, is international soap business, not the soap. I forgot about that. Aries, how old are you? I forget. You're like 26, aren't you, or something? You're young. You're 28. You are very young. I would love to be 20. No, I wouldn't. No, I take that back. Not me at 28 because I was just had an accident. That wouldn't have been fun. But to go back to 28 for like 20 minutes, I would tell myself some stuff. Never too young for Botox. The lawsuits are crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if I get one just because who else? 50 people? Who's who? You know? Who's the 50? Maybe it's people on TikTok. But you're not going to see my attitude change any towards this case, which we haven't followed Sebastian's case since September 18th. I don't count these last 3 days of me reading these documents. That has nothing to do with this case. You know what I mean? Like nothing. If there's any new news that comes out, of course, I'll bring it to you. Like, if there's something like document wise or something that we could trust. But Seth saying he's going to get on his YouTube channel and make a video and we're all going to sit over there and watch it live. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not partaking in any of that. I'm not giving them the click, the view, because it's going to be another SeaWorld, video or something. I'm not interested. That's just my personal thing. Especially if he could start suing YouTube creators, then I don't feel like YouTube creators should be helping him look for his son, maybe. He's already told us to F off. So it's like, what do you want us to do? Exactly. Do you want us all to F off? Because that's 50 people. So how many of us do you want us? Because I don't know anybody that thinks that Seth did this to his kid. I don't know anybody who thinks Seth did this to his kid. I don't think that. I just think that he's just not a very good person. You've been getting dizzy when you stand too, Mary Beth? Me too. It is harassment and intimidation, and I don't like it. And that's why I came out of here that's why I slid out back in here from nowhere. Because I don't let people get like ran up on or lied on, especially when we've seen some of these people, creators, we've heard their words. We've heard their own words. I've got so many videos. I'm gonna go through them all. See, that's what people are saying, pots. Someone was saying pots for me. And I do like to kick my legs up when I sit down. That's why I got this chair, because the arms, they move up. Aries, that is the best thing that you could do. You get yourself right so you could be right for someone, Yeah. The lies and the grifting, yeah. It's too much. It's just going to get worse too. I mean, it's like October, If y'all didn't know, I have 5 kids. Yeah, I mean, I do have 5 nieces and nephews. I was trying to think of something. I can't do it. No, I didn't, Mama Duck, but I was in a real bad accident. And I don't know if that has anything like the trauma from that. Right, twin thing. Yeah, exactly. That's how it is. Like it's only by what I've heard him say. It's not like I'm out there looking for it either. Like it's not like we were out there looking for these interviews. These interviews were just coming to us. And he was saying these things, and these things shouldn't have been said. I mean, they just shouldn't have been said. But I hope. Oh God, wouldn't that be great if just Sebastian just came home? And the internet just turned itself off and we just let him be, just don't bring up anything, just let him be. But if he comes back, if he were to come back, it's a mess. This is a mess. This case is a damn mess. That's all I can say about it. It really is. There's no other way to put it. I hope that we get Sebastian back. I have faith every day. There's part of me that is like, no, you be sensible. You think, and in my mind, I think he's closer to home. But then there's this other part of me that's like, hey, even SF's been out there looking. We haven't found him yet. So I don't know. Who, me? I've never given birth. I've never, not to a human being before. I would guess you could say that. I hope he never reads anything, yeah, from this case ever. Me too. Like, that would be nice as if creators, we all could get together, just delete. I want to actually, and I meant to put that on my thing today. I want to try to get this weekend. I'm going to try it hard. Okay. I'm going to try to see if I can get people to come together for the sake of Sebastian's case. I want people that think this side and this side. I want both sides. I want down the middle. I want everybody, because I feel like if we all come together, maybe we could talk about this. Not yelling, no yelling involved, because I'll make sure there's no yelling. I will get myself a bullhorn. I already got my own press pass. But I feel like if we could all come together and just, we're smart people. People are smart in this community. We're just scattered right now. And some of us are just too far gone. I'm sorry. Some of us are too far gone, but you know. See, Carl, me and SF kind of have the same theory. But ever since the beginning of this, I thought it was a bully situation. I figured he left on his own. But I mean, yeah, I think it's starting to end, Aries. I think it's going to start ending. Maybe it is. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully. But I'm going to jump off of here. I'm going to go say hi to my boo. Plus the dogs are at the door. They're probably like, "What are you doing without us?" Oh, even the cat left. Oh my gosh, you did, didn't he? Yeah, he did. That's cute. That's so cute. Yeah, we do meet and greets after I get off here. And thanks for hitting the like button tonight, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the memberships. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate you guys being here, just coming for the conversation. Tomorrow we are going to get back into, normal content, true crime. Now, I did do a poll. I want you to go over to the poll and just take a second and let me know if you want me to stream Sarah Boone's trial tomorrow, because she is going to take the stand, apparently. She's going to take the stand. So if you want me to stream that, just go over and hit the yes, or I can even do a recap at the end of the night, and we can just, recap like we do our other cases as well, because I'm going to do that tomorrow night anyway. I got to recap Delphi. We got to recap Sarah Boone. We got to recap, who else is going right now? Someone else. I can't think, but there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people going. So thank you guys for being here. I will see you guys all later tonight. I will say later. If you guys aren't here tomorrow for like the day live or the night live, have a wonderful Tuesday. And hopefully you guys will have a wonderful week, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye, guys.